Good morning. I'm Jonathan Ayales, Director of Shenandoah University's McCormick Civil War Institute. This morning, I'm coming to you from a virtual Fort Collier, which was one of many earthwork fortifications constructed in and around the city of Winchester during the Civil War. Now, while most people remember Fort Collier as part of that scene of that climactic moment late on the day of September 19, 1864, at the Third Battle of Winchester, when approximately 8,000 Union cavalry attacked the left flank of Confederate General Jubal Early's army, I wanted to spend some time this morning talking about the construction of Fort Collier. So work began on this fortification in June 1861. It was supervised by a Confederate Lieutenant Collier. The labor force initially consisted of Virginia militia, and then by the first week of July 1861, you had approximately 40 Union prisoners of war who were captured at the Battle of Falling Waters, which was fought in what is now West Virginia on July 2nd, 1861, were also brought in to work on the construction of the fort. While it was under construction that summer, it was a spectacle for the local inhabitants. One of the individuals who came to Fort Collier and visited it as kind of a tourist attraction was Harriet Griffith, who was a local Unionist sympathizer. She wrote in part of her visit to Fort Collier that it was the first work of the kind I'd ever seen. The first time I was ever so near a cannon, I looked into them. The cannonballs weigh 42 pounds each. A great many men were working, and I saw the magazines. It seems real strong and well built. There's a high embankment of sandbags, barrels, and brush covered with dirt, part sodded over. They intend to sod it with a big ditch on the lower side. They have completely surrounded Stein's house, which is now occupied by the soldiers. And of course, she's referencing that this fortification was constructed on the farm of Benjamin Stein. Toward the end of that entry, Harriet Griffith, as excited as she was with what she saw at Fort Collier, she thought a moment about what its ultimate intent was. That this was not built as an attraction, something to break the day up and something to visit, but rather this was used for the purpose of war, for the purpose of killing. And she got very somber at the end of her diary entry, and she wrote, "Surely it is something to be remembered, but I hope it will never be used." And of course, her hopes were dashed on September 19th, 1864, when it became critically involved in the Third Battle of Winchester. So I'd like to thank you all for tuning in. Come back Wednesday, where we'll have another virtual visit highlighting some aspect of the Shenandoah Valley's Civil War era history.